I want to share something you can do right now to make retirement so much easier. I'll share the traditional way that people take retirement income and the downsides to it. And then I'm going to share a better way where you can test out your retirement plan before you even retire. And that helps you get to this level 10 out of 10 in confidence with your plan. And if I haven't met you yet, I'm Dave Zoller. I own Streamline Financial. It's a retirement planning firm. We've been helping people for over 16 years. But let's talk about how most people transition into this retirement income phase of life. So for 40 years, you receive a regular paycheck. Then suddenly that paycheck stops. And now you need to start withdrawing money from your retirement accounts instead. It sounds simple enough. It sounds pretty normal. And that's what everybody does, right? But here's what actually happens. After decades of conditioning ourselves to be a saver, you're suddenly supposed to just flip a switch and start spending that money. And I think you and I would agree that a 30-year habit is a little bit hard to break for some people. And for many people, this creates a surprising amount of worry. And what we've seen happen is that worry tends to increase the closer you get to that retirement date. And the good news is there's a period where it ends up coming back to normal and it's just everything is fine. But there's a way to reduce that worry and actually lower the stress levels or lower the worry levels in a pretty easy way. I remember working with John and Mary, and they had enough. They could easily withdraw what they needed for each month for all of their expenses and do some of the fun things too. And they'd be perfectly fine for the rest of their lives. But 3 months into retirement, they were only using about half of what they could because they couldn't shake that feeling that they were depleting their nest egg. And the problem this causes is their retirement experience becomes less enjoyable than it really should be, right? When they traveled, they would go out to eat, but they always were wondering if they should really be spending money. And it kind of felt like they kept penny pinching even though they could afford it. There was something that was stopping them from fully enjoying this. And they wanted to utilize these go-go years, these years where they're young and they have got the energy and they can go do these things. But they felt like they had to unnecessarily restrict themselves and restrict their lifestyle. So let's look at a better way. It might not be for everybody, but this is a tactic that is at least worth knowing about. I learned it from a friend, Cody Garrett of Measure Twice Financial. And we tend to call it, when we talk to clients about this sort of thinking, we call it retirement dress rehearsal. But here's how it works. About 6 to 12 months before your planned retirement date, you make two simple changes to your finances. First, think about directing your paycheck to deposit directly into your brokerage account instead of going to your checking account. Second, the second step is you set up a monthly transfer from your brokerage account to your checking account for the exact amount you expect to need in retirement. And what you've essentially done is create a simulation of retirement cash flow, but your employment income is still providing that safety net. Hence, kind of like the dress rehearsal before going live, you're practicing this and you're actually tangibly doing this and seeing the results. And here's some of the benefits. Number one, real world testing of your retirement budget. You're going to quickly discover if your planned monthly income is too little, or is it too much, or is it just right? So you'll still have that safety net to adjust and figure out what the right amount is for you. The second thing is psychological adjustment time. So you get to begin that mental transition from saver to spender while you're still employed, and that reduces that emotional shock when retirement actually begins. So it's much easier to continue taking withdrawals than all of a sudden a quick end employment and then start income. Number three is confidence building. As you successfully live on your planned retirement income for several months, that confidence starts to grow that your financial plan is going to work, and it is working. And then number four is just a smoother emotional transition. That retirement anxiety that we talked about, it gets less and less. So you don't feel that spike of worry, and you can just feel like you've already adapted to your new income pattern. And the other big thing is it gives you error correction opportunity. So if you discover your budget assumptions are wrong, then you still got time to adjust your retirement date or your savings rate or your withdrawal rate. So to simplify the benefits, it's find out ahead of time before you stop working that your retirement plan is strong.